how to cut corset. If this is your first time of coming to my channel, thanks a lot. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. So what are the basic measurements required? We have our over bust, our bust measurements, under bust measurements, waist measurements and our shoulder measurements. Now for the over bust, how are you going to get your over bust? All you have to do is to place your tape measure at your shoulder and determine where you want your corset to start from. That is where you want your cup to start from. So for me, I have about 8 inch, so this becomes my over bust. You can take yours up, you can take yours down. It just depends on where you want your corset to fall. So for me, I have 8 inches. So for my bust measurements, I have 36. So 36 divided by 4 plus 2 plus 1. So I have 10 inches. Our under bust divided by 4 plus 2 plus 2, I have 10.5. Our waist divided by 4 plus 2 plus 2, I have 11 inches. And our shoulder measurements divided by 2, we have 7 plus 2, we have 9 inches. I know a lot of you are going to be like, how did you arrive at this plus 2 plus 2 plus 2? So you're going to understand that when we get to the pattern, okay, when we start cutting it. I'm going to explain why we added plus 2 and plus 2 to the bust, to the under bust and to the waist measurement. And for your bust measurements, we added plus 1. So I'm going to explain that while we are cutting, because if I go ahead and explain it now, you guys are going to be lost. So now don't forget to join us on Facebook. Sewing is fun by Tips Designs. I'm going to put down the details down below, and you can also join us for training. We have a full class for this corsetry class, okay, because we have a training going on for this corset class in series, so you can join us for training if you want to learn more. So I'm going to put down the details down below at the description bar. So now let's move to the cutting. So what are the material required for you? We have our boning. So there are various types of boning, okay. You have the one you can sew on and you have the one you can fix on. So if you don't know how to use your boning, this is one of the reasons why you can join us for training, so we'll be able to explain that better. So we have our breast cup. Oh god, the other one has fallen down. Okay, we have our breast cup. So this is, you can also make use of this breast cup, okay. So you just buy the size of your bust. So my bust is 36, so this is about 36 bust pad, okay. So we are going to fix in this also, so I'm going to set them aside. Now if you don't want to make use of your breast cup, you can make use of this wording, this very hard wording, like the hardest wording. So this wording substitutes your breast cup. So is it that you make use of breast cup or you make use of hard wording, whichever one you prefer. So I'm going to set that aside, and of course we need our scissors, a pair of ruler, your chalk, your tape measure and your pattern paper. So I'm going to be drafting it first on this pattern before we transfer it to the fabric. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. So what we have to do now, the first thing we have to do is to mark 1/2 inch this way. Let me adjust the camera. So the first thing we have to do is to mark 1/2 inch at this edge, because this is our factory edge. So we mark 1/2 inch. So I'm going to mark 1/2 inch. You can make use of 1 inch, okay. So let's just make use of 1 inch so you'll be able to see it clearly. 1 inch, 1 inch. And so for our top length, now let's take the basic measurements. So we have our over bust. Our over bust is 8 inches. We mark our over bust 8 inches. So our under bust is 13.5 inches. Our armhole is 9 inches. Our waist measurement is 17 inches. And our top length, this is what we have for our top length, about 23 inches. So are going to mark this line again all the way down. We have our over bust 8 inches, our armhole measurement, our under bust 13.5, our waist inch, and our top length. So I'm going to go ahead and connect these lines together and show you guys what next you have to do. So I've gone ahead to connect the lines. So I'm just going to label it. We have our over bust, armhole, because it's necessary that you label your measurements. Okay, so this was our under bust, this is our waist, and of course our top length. So we've measured it, and this is the 1 inch we left on this side. Okay, so the next thing we have to do now is to mark our dart allowance. So our dart, or you can use your dart or distance between your breast points. So mine is 8 inches divided by 2. I have 4 inches. You can use your dart or your breast point. So we have 4 inches. I'm marking it all the way up. So I will go ahead and connect this line together. So we've connected the line. These are breast points. Now what you have to do now is to mark 1 inch on your right hand side, mark 1 inch on your left hand side. So you place your tape measure this way, mark 1 inch on both sides of your dart line. The essence of this 1 inch is just to, okay, so let's connect the lines together. So this is our line, this is our dart line, and we took 1 inch on both sides. Now the next thing you have to do is to measure the distance from your breast point to your under bust. So you place your tape measure this way. I hope you guys can see it. Okay, let me just add. Okay, I think it's better this way. So you place your tape measure from your bust point to your under bust. So mine is 3 inches. 3 inches. So you place it this way, you mark your 3 inches. Make sure you don't move your tape measure. You place it this way, you have 3 inches, because all you just want to do is to get a round shape. We have 3 inches. Place it this way, 3 inches. You just want to get the round circle shape. 3 inches. Place it this way. So you can see it's going to meet up back at your under bust. So now what you have to do now is to connect it together. You can make use of a compass to connect it together if you're not very good at freehand. Wow, so we have our circle already. So let me just go ahead and paint it for you to see clearly. So we have this already. This becomes our cup. So what you have to do now, because you want to have ease around the bust region, you don't want it to be tight at the end of the day. So you come to your over bust. This is our over bust, don't forget. These are over bust. So you come to your over bust, place your tape measure at this circle, mark 1 inch, come to your breast point, mark 1 inch, come to your under bust, mark 1 inch. So what you are going to do now is to connect it this way. The essence of this 1 inch, like I said, is just to give it an ease. Okay, so it's necessary. So you mark your 1 inch this way. Now after marking your 1 inch, you come to this your inches we left at this point. Okay, now the inches left at this point, you can determine where you want yours to start from. This is our armhole, this is our breast point. Do you want it to really show your cleavage? If you want it to really show your cleavage, then you can start from your breast point. But if you want it not to show your cleavage a little more, you can come up with 1 inch or half inch. And if you don't want it to show your cleavage at all, you can start from your armhole. But normally, because it's crochet, your cleavage should show a little. So I'm just going to come up with 1 inch. This depends on what you want. You can maintain your breast points, you can maintain your over bust, it depends. So connect it to this your curve this way, and you connect it to your 1 inch this way. Did you guys see it? We just want to get the upper shape of the cup. So you come this way, depending on where you want yours to start from. This 1 inch here is not automatic. You can start yours from your arm, or you can start yours from your breast point. It depends on what you want. So connect it this way, and then you connect this way. So after that, the next thing you have to do is to come to your over bust. You mark 3/4. At your over bust, you mark your 3/4, mark your 3/4. So this is our 3/4 inches. This is our breast point. Don't forget, this is the breast point where we got the circle from. So you just connect this your 3/4 to your breast point. But because you don't want your nipple to point out, you don't want to have a sharp edge at your nipple, so you make sure you connect it like 1/2 inch above your breast point. So now let's just do that. You connect it this way. You have to be very friendly, okay, with this point. You don't want it to be sharp, so you just connect it back this way, and then you do the same thing for this. Did you see what we did? Okay, so you just mark your 3/4 inches, connect it. Make sure you are friendly around the breast point, because you don't want that part to be shouting. So now let's mark our basic measurements. We said our bust is 10 inch. Now we come to our bust point, we mark 10 inch. Now, do you know the reason why we added 1 inch? I said I was going to explain that. It's because we have 1 inch on both sides. Yeah. So we are going to cut out this 1 inch. You have 1 inch, you have 1 inch, making it 2 inches. If you don't add back the 2 inches to your basic measurement, the dress is going to be tight. Do you understand? That was why we added 2 inches to our waistline, and also 2 inches for our under bust measurement. The reason is because we are cutting away these 2 inches. 1 inch on this side, 1 on this side. So you have to add it back to your basic measurement, except you want your dress to be tight. So now let's just connect it together. So this is what we have. Now you can see the shape already. You have this coming this way. So you just connect it to your breast point. I'm cutting out these inches, okay? I'm cutting it out because we've added it back to our measurements from the onset. So I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to cut away this 1 inch. The essence of this 1 inch was just to help us to get where we want our corset to start from. So now we are going to cut it from this circle. Don't forget we moved it with 1 inch to give us ease. So cut it out this way carefully. So this is what we have. Then you cut it out, follow this shape. This is what you have. You might be like, what is this? So we are taking away these 2 inches out because we've added it to our basic measurement. So now you cut out this shape we did here earlier on. You have to be very careful. Just follow your shape. So this is what we have. This is what we have, you guys. So this is it. You can see it even without using fabric to pad it and all. It's standing on its own naturally because of the way we cut it. So this is it. So this is what we have. You can see it's standing on its own even without using fabric to cut it. So just imagine if you use your fabric to cut it, you guys, it's going to be perfect. So this is it. So what we are going to do now is to use this to cut our fabric. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use this to cut my piece of fabric. It's the first thing you have to do. This is our cup, and I'm making use of this ad wording. So you have to make use of address or your cup, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and iron this way, and after that I will sew the two together to give me my full bust. So I'll do the same for these two and show you guys what it looks like. So after joining it, this is what we have as the part. You guys can see we have the shape already. So I'm going to place the front block this way. So this is what we have for the front. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and sew these two parts together. I'll go ahead and sew this part together and show you guys what it looks like. So after joining it, this is what you have. So at this joining here, we are going to insert this our cup. So all you have to do is this joining to this joining, okay, and you sew it all the way up. So after sewing it, this is what we have. We just attach this. So we have this already all the way. So I'm going to go ahead and flatten this place, iron this place like this, iron it all the way down. So this is what you have. So you have this for the front block. So I'm going to, so don't forget I said for my interface I want to use the fabric to turn it in. So I've joined all the parts we have for my inner face or your lining. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn it in, okay. So I'll just sew it round. I'll sew it round and you can see the front is facing the front. So I'll just turn it, leave about 1 inch to pull it out. So after turning the back, what I did was I just turned the back. This is what we have for the back. So we have these two pieces for the back, and for the front we have this with our cup standing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and join it this way. So join the front piece to the back piece. So I'll join it this way. So what I'll do now is to sew the two sides. After sewing the two sides, I'll show you guys what next you have to do. So after joining it, this is what you are going to have. You are going to have this, your front. For the back piece, you just determine what you want to use. So you have your back and your front this way. So after joining it, this is what you have. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, share and subscribe. Bye.